like to call the meeting to order. Can we have somebody excuse Jess from the meeting? Make a motion to excuse Jess.
I make a motion to excuse Councilor Bowers.
Councilor Bowers, excellent, yes.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor of approving, no, sorry.
All in favor of approving the agenda?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Maureen, you need to unmute.
No, I am unmuted.
Okay.
Maureen, are you gonna read Robert's report?
So this is from Robert. Community development continues to experience a steady and productive workload. Currently, we are processing 4 new residential home permits, 16 permits overall, 2 active property improvement projects. We do have 4 permits ready but not yet picked up. Staff remain committed to continuously improving the permitting process and our interactions with the public to ensure efficiency, clarity, and positive outcomes for all parties involved. We are still waiting on a response from Brad and Ryan Clark to confirm if they are going to begin the new Grant Avenue project this summer, and we are currently awaiting final confirmation on the project schedule. We are nearly completion of both the comprehensive plan update and the climate resilience update, and expect to be approaching finalization of these efforts soon. Finally, we continue to work with Ben Arroyo on the developers agreement and associated possibility of a latecomers agreement. The latecomers agreement, we are still waiting for a decision by the Assistant AG of the state. If you have questions or concerns, please feel free to see Robert.
Did you have a comment?
Yes. No, I have, sorry. Okay. As I'm in the role of both the city treasurer / city clerk, I would be curious if council would be open to a resolution that we can pay bills as they come in. Would eliminate late fees. And then if you decided you didn't want to pay one at the end of, we would also, doing that, we would move to a once a month approval of vouchers. I think it would be a little easier to split the workload, or to spread out the workload. But the city of Issaquah has a resolution that allows staff to pay bills as they come in. And if you aren't gonna approve it, I'm not gonna do the legwork to get it ready.
No, but then we're paying bills that we haven't seen. So,
Oh, I see what you're saying. We're reviewing it too.
yeah. Which most of them are fine, cause it's, you know, your electricity and all that, the garbage and the normal day-to-day operations is fine, but you're,
That would be,
I was gonna say,
it would
can we
be
itemize
aimed
them?
for the normal, you know, like the PUD bill.
Right.
We could just make it so that it's for the normal reoccurring bills that
yeah,
are
those are
part of.
fine,
yeah.
like your garbage,
Yeah.
electricity, and
Internet.
that's fine.
Yes.
The ones that actually inquire late fee.
I wouldn't do that for the other bills, but just the normal operations.
Operational.
That's fine.
Okay, so I will bring that, resolution to you guys at the next meeting.
I have a question, or
Yeah.
can you ask Robert to, when he does his reports, will he highlight how many actual new home permits there are?
Yes.
Cause it says we have 4 new resident homes, 16 overall, like how many, like, what are his permits? Because if we only have 4 new homes built this far and we're almost halfway through the year, like, we're not doing good. Like, that's scary. 16, and I mean, a third of the way, like, that's scary too, but just wanna know where we're sitting on new homes and
Okay.
permits and stuff, please, thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, council members and citizens, for being here. Last week, the city wrapped up the 22 through 24 state auditor process. The auditors held an exit interview conference with council member Jody Curtis. When I came into office, I made the decision to conclude that audit period and accept an unfavorable result rather than spending additional time trying to reconstruct prior records. That allows us to focus on moving forward and establishing a clear and reliable financial foundation. Even so, completing this process required a significant amount of work. I want to thank Maureen, Stormy, and Rachel for their efforts in bringing this phase to a close. Our focus now shifts forward. The team will be working to ensure 2026 is fully audit ready, while also continuing to work to bring 2025 into audit readiness. We anticipate inviting the state auditor's office back in mid-September with the expectation of a much stronger outcome. For those who may not be familiar, there are 2 types of audits conducted by the state: a financial audit and an accountability audit. And they are evaluated independently. Once the results are published, a link will be placed on the city's website so that the public can review them. Tonight is also a good opportunity to reflect on something that has always defined Winlock: volunteerism and community effort, which has been a part of Winlock since its beginning. I came across a passage in A History of Winlock, Washington by C.C. Wells that speaks to this spirit, and I would like to share just these few lines on page 71. Many of you have seen this book, and if not, please look it up. Our next big project was a cleanup and paint up day. Trucks and volunteers first cleaned up and hauled away truckloads of rubbish from all over town, and we had one big paint up day. All of our business district had been burned in a series of fires in 1910 and 1911, and all business buildings had been replaced with fairly good structures, but the upkeep had been badly neglected. Paint dealers provided paint at cost, the mayor declared a local holiday, and every business in town closed for the day. Volunteer painters swarmed over all of the local business buildings. The ladies had coffee and sandwiches rolling up and down the streets all day, and by nightfall, 22 buildings had been painted. Farmers of the community had been so good about coming in to help that later the men from town went out and painted the 3 Grange halls in the community. This town has a long history of people stepping forward to help. Winlock Park was built by volunteers and then gifted to the city. There have been many times in our history when neighbors came together to improve and care for the town and supporting one another along the way. That spirit of community effort is a part of what makes Winlock special. It reflects pride, care, and a willingness to look out for one another. Please join us on May 9th at 9 a.m. for a city cleanup day. Thank you. Council comments.
I have one comment. To go along with what you just said, Mayor, I would also like to thank the unseen and unpaid volunteers here in Winlock for making Winlock look as good as it does. I know there's a lot of work that can be done, but the work that's being done by our volunteers shouldn't go unnoticed. And I want to thank you, the flowers, and just the bringing in of springtime. It looks good here. And so I just want to thank those people that go out their way to help us.
I haven't spoken to the Egg Day Committee yet, and I know it can't be done this year because our Volunteer of the Year is busy. But I think we need every year a spot to ride in the Egg Day Parade for Volunteer of the Year.
Oh, nice.
I think they need to be highlighted.
That's good. Jeremy, any comments?
No committee reports. Public comments. minutes. Jody has the time here. Mike Lowry.
Hi, I'm not using that. I'm Mike Lowry, I live here in Winlock. I wanted to thank you, Mayor, for coming out to the Winlock Park cleanup and helping out and also being the spearhead for the grant on getting new equipment there. Because if it wasn't for you, that it wouldn't have even been brought up again. And so I wanted to say thank you for that, and thank you for bringing up the May 9th city cleanup. I know we have our issues, well, in the past, and it was really cool to see you out there pulling around sticks with me and taking the time to talk and things like that. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
That's it.
Mrs. Wong,
Yes.
you might try the microphone.
Oh, okay. Well, I can speak pretty loud, maybe not, I guess. My name is Rosanna Wong. I live at 105 West Walnut Street, and next to my street is Arden. And last summer, they overdone the whole street and really spent several months, and it turned out beautiful. Okay, but the problem is, in our part of the street, they have 6 apartments. And the people, when the street was closed, they had to carry groceries and they cannot drive the car to their house. So we were happy to let them park whatever we could. And then now, the street is open, it looked beautiful, but on the side of the street in the 6th apartment, and they do not have any more parking. They use it for a sidewalk. So here the 6 apartment people running around in our area, and they park anywhere and just find anywhere they can park. Well, I know they need places to park, but just like us, here we didn't have that much room. Like 3 of us, we are in our 80s and our friends are old too. So here I have the spot, and then here whoever come and then they can use it. But now with them, they need places. So what do? We have neighbors that are unhappy about it, but what is a good way to do? So I walked to the apartment and look. I said, oh, they have room. What it meant is they have on one side, on the left side, when you're looking at the apartment, they have 3 parking, 3 spots. But one of the tenants parked one, the other 2, the car was not moving. Something is wrong with the engine, doesn't work. But the tenant doesn't know that, so they don't go. So they just go to our neighbor, just a few houses there. And just like my neighbor, he said, I'm looking for a place to move. Well, you have been living there for 25 years and you're an excellent neighbor. I didn't want you to move. But he said that it's so hard on me. Sometimes they park in my driveway, and when I have to go to work, and then here I have a hard time to go out and they'll go to work. And I know it's very hard on the houses around there. So I look at this apartment on the left side. They have 3 spots for parking. However, only 1 tenant parked. The other 2, I guess the tenant didn't know they can park there. And then I look further. They have a lot of room, but it takes a little work to fill in a little land. They are kind of sloped down. But I do know that when they are fixing the street, they have about 3 truckloads of dirt. They can fill it there, but now it's gone, so of course you can. But sometimes you might get free dirt or pay very little. If we can do that, I'm sure they can put in 3 more or 5 more easily. So that's why today I come here over and ask for help. And I didn't know whether we have any people in the city that are specialized on the street. And we love to have them come and give us a hand to figure out how to solve this problem.
We will.
That would be wonderful. I'm sure it's not that hard to do. But then with the several houses around in ours, we'll be very happy. Okay,
Thank you.
and
Ms.
thank
Wong.
you.
Thank you.
Yes, I live in the same house for 60 years. I never have any problem with parking, but now I have problem.
Yeah.
But I hope we will settle as take care of it soon. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Judy
they're gonna call me
Lewis.
next.
I have only been in Winlock 2 years, and I love it here. My big problem is the handicap parking. I'll go to the IGA, they have 2 spots, and they're always full, and that's fine, but they don't have handicap tags or placards. Why aren't they getting a ticket? You could support the city of Winlock on the fines. Am I wrong?
I wasn't aware they shouldn't be parking in handicap parking
Yes.
spots if they.
Public, or it's private property, so I don't.
I'll have to go to, what's his name?
I'm going on 82. I can't walk very far.
Yeah.
And if I do, I have a cane. But it makes me so angry, and I end up driving to Winco to do my shopping, because at least there I can get handicap parking with no problem.
So this is at the local IGA store,
Yes,
and this is handicap parking within their parking lot.
yes, there's one at each end of the store.
Have you had a conversation with the manager?
No, because I didn't think it was their responsibility.
Well, if people are parking in those parking spots that aren't entitled to park there, like they don't have the placard in their rearview mirror, or they don't have a special license plate, then that's an expensive infraction. If the police get there while they're still parked there, I believe it's like over $500 when all of the stuff's added onto it.
It was $500 in 1984.
Well,
It's
that's
got
what
to
our
be a lot more
legislature's-
now,
That's what our legislature says it is.
because
So
my
your-
husband got a ticket.
Your 2 options are to go talk to the store manager or ownership and see if they are willing to police their own parking lot themselves, and maybe do a campaign for awareness of their customers not to park there unless you need to save it for customers that need it. The other alternative is, if you see some car that's parked there that clearly isn't entitled to, then you need to contact the police department. And those are the only 2 alternatives. The city can't require the grocery marts to put in more handicap parking spots.
And I don't expect him to.
Yeah, that's just.
I
can't do that.
expect
They're
our
already-
police officers, if they would start giving tickets, people would stop parking.
And I hate to say this, but more than likely, police officers are reactive. They respond to situations, and they're spread thin, because they always are. And by the time they get there, that person may not be there anymore. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. But, just as a small community, I mean, just like you're here, bringing it to the council so that the community at large is aware of it, I do think it might be a good option to talk to the store itself and just make it generally aware. And you might be surprised how receptive they are, because they do want you to come to their store, not Winco.
Well, I drive in all the way to Winco,
They're already zoned in and permitted and.
but it makes me angry,
Yes, isn't you?
very angry. So, anyway, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so
for
much.
speaking. Mike Barnett.
Hello, I'm Mike Barnett. I live up on Cemetery Road, and I'm here to talk to you about the 25-mile-an-hour speed limit. And I appreciate the city workers putting a new sign right adjacent to my property. And they had a heck of a time getting the hole dug, but I cheered them on. So, Sunday, as I was working outside, within about 35-40 minutes, I had 15 vehicles go by my house 45 miles and above. So it just irritated me to the point where I called the 911 dispatch and told them my problem. Said I would like to have a conversation with the chief today, because I understood he worked, but I never heard back from him. And I see he's not representing himself here today at the city council meeting. So the officer who did call me, I discussed the problem with him, and what surprised me was he told me that he has not had any formal directive to give tickets because the problem with the speed limit had not been rectified yet. So I'm asking whoever I need to talk to, has that been rectified? Is it 25 miles an hour?
As far as I know, we passed the ordinance, we put up the signs, and we published it in the paper.
Exactly.
But we have a new officer who works the weekend, so he may be in a learning track.
Well, he told me he had no directive.
Okay.
So I says, well, I thought it was solved. So even so, there still hasn't been any enforcement up there. So I was hoping to get a conversation with Chief Valentine and discuss the problem up there, because it is out of control constantly. So hopefully he can contact me, and I understand that the cruisers that the police use cannot get a speed limit on a perpendicular plane. They have to be parallel to the road. Well, I did a little research, and I have found 3 spots, 2 of which are on my property, and another one close to the dentist office, where they could use a little bit of stealth, sitting out in front of the cemetery, where they can see them coming for half a mile each way. So of course they're gonna slow down. They're gonna slow down for the period that they're there. The next day, they're going 45 and 50 miles an hour by my house. And everybody on the cemetery road has the same problem. I mean, they don't know what to do. Their frustration level is deep as mine. So hopefully we can get this rectified and have some kind of enforcement up there so that this problem can be slowed down at least. So that's all I got to say.
And it is, they are going fast. I almost got T-boned coming out.
I know it's out of control, but until there's enforcement, human nature is gonna go and get away with what they can, especially if there's nothing to, hit their pocketbook or anything else. So that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barnett.
Austin Reed. Mr. Reed, you are on the agenda, so did you want to speak twice?
No, I'll just speak once.
Okay.
My name's Austin.
Do you wanna wait can you wait until you're on until we get to you on the agenda?
That's fine. Or I could, you wanna be on the agenda versus now?
But you can, then you have time to talk.
Okay, I don't need a whole lot of time.
Well, that means they're gonna skip on the agenda, so you're number 12, so when you get there and 2 more, you'll actually
Okay.
have,
That's fine.
the council will be ready to deliberate your matter.
Aaron Tilter? Tilton?
Yeah, I'm not speaking.
Oh, okay. You just signed in.
Yeah.
All right. Johnny Hokra. I got it right, I think.
Hi, everyone. My name is Johnny Hocraft. I'm back on the HOA board at the Fruit Loop. Myers Meadows, Apple, Orange, and Peach Streets. So anyway, I was hoping Robert would be here tonight, but I understand he's got some other things going on. So we are trying to put together our budget for the year. Well, and we're looking at our reserves. There are 4 plots that the developer, Roger Foley, still has in his name, and it's been like 2 years since I've been involved. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the signatures, the documents to be signed are under this roof somewhere in this building, I think. Robert would know. So I was wondering if I could put an agenda item for the May 11th meeting to actually kind of get the ball rolling on moving those plots, those parcels into a final disposition.
I think that I've been in his office when he has been talking to Roger Tolley and the county, and I think that ball is, they're trying for that.
Okay.
I know that Robert is like, we need to get this done.
Maureen, do you think it would be a waste of everyone's time for me to put something on the agenda, or do you think it would be a good thing?
I think it would, I'll defer to the attorney.
I think it'd be a waste of time.
Okay.
Because you're forcing Mr. Webster to do something that may not be ready to be done yet. You're bringing it before the council, and the council, correct me if I'm wrong here, but this is probably something the council shouldn't have brought to their attention yet if Mr. Webster, our in-house community development director, is not ready to bring it to them yet. You're probably frustrated and you're trying to force the issue. I understand that. But again, I mean, this is addressed to Mr. Webster, not to the council right now. It's been made aware, and it is in this, it's in-house now. I'm sure the mayor will probably have a conversation with Mr. Webster.
Okay.
But I don't think it's helpful to force something onto the agenda when it's not ready to be there.
Thank you, Jim. Yes, I agree. I
address me as Mr. Buzzard.
Thank you, Mr. Buzzard.
Thank you.
So I agree. I didn't want to put any burden on anyone.
Have you tried to call Mr. Webster?
Oh, yes. Yes. And I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming really anyone other than perhaps maybe the developer of our neighborhood. Maybe.
I would agree with you on that, probably.
Yeah.
When you say it's a budget issue, how is it a budget issue?
HOAs have to keep a reserves, like for street lights that have to be repaired or replaced every 10 or 20 years. We have to know what is our responsibility so that we can appropriately fund that. So, yeah.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brianna Reed?
Mine goes with Austin.
Oh, okay, all right. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
And let me explain on the consent agenda. So when I was doing the vouchers for April, I did not have I thought I changed the voucher period in the correct time frame, but I didn't change it at the correct place on the program. So the amount on the agenda is the right amount, and it's in all of the April vouchers, but because half of today's vouchers were attached to the first meeting and the other half are attached to the second meeting, that's why I provided the whole month of April, and I apologize. It's been a learning experience.
Can I do a timeout? Is there anyone on Zoom?
Does anyone on Zoom want to make a comment?
Hello.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, everybody, it's Kathy. See, I just wanted to bring this up to council and see what your thoughts were. Yesterday I received a picture of the poor, bench that sits outside of City Hall. It looks so sad, and it may actually be dangerous. I personally haven't been down there to sit on it, but, I would like to purchase a new bench for City Hall, in front of City Hall. And at this time, because of family problems here and health issues, I'm not able to put it together. But I do know a delivery guy that would deliver it, and perhaps he might help me get it together.
I don't know. I seen your son, so.
Yeah, and I warned you, to be queen on that, but, I would really like to do that. One for safety, for anybody that happens to sit down on that. I think it could be a hazard, but secondly, just for beautification of our town. And I don't know if this is something that you, as a group, would want to accept that, or if that's a no-no, so I'll just leave it to you.
We don't have our gifting ordinance in place yet.
Yeah, like,
So if you guys want to vote to make a motion to accept her gift.
well, it'd have to get on the agenda. I can't just,
Oh, okay.
it's not.
All right.
Kathy, wait,
Yes.
Sorry, we have to put it on the agenda.
Okay, so could we put it on the May 11th agenda? I will, and if you choose not to accept it, we could possibly put it in another area, or I'll just keep it at my home. But I just feel like if you take a look at it, the one that's out there, and perhaps think about it could be a safety hazard. So, go from there, but, okay,
Thank you, Kathy.
thank you.
Not until the gifting ordinance is in place right now.
We can't, it's not on the agenda tonight to be able to just say, yeah, go ahead and do it, you know.
I know, but I thought, didn't we have some on the agenda last time we spoke about the mayor receiving gifts?
Right, but the issue was, there were a lot of conditions on the conditions, and we just needed to sort them out, so. So it wasn't ready to come back. All right, Mr. Austin Reed.
We haven't approved.
Oh, we haven't approved I'm sorry, I'm having a moment here.
Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the vouchers of $48,062.41.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Austin Reed, finally.
All right, Austin, it's your turn this time.
I'm claiming new still. I'm still new.
So, my name's Austin, I own a small local business. We've been donating time to the park to help clean it up. A few weekends back, we donated a bunch of time to redo the baseball fields. I reached out to the mayor and asked her if there was anything we could actually do for the park itself. So, we went and walked it. I'm not exactly sure where it goes from there. We're just free to donate time as people agree on things, but I mean, it's kind of a sketchy area. The farther you walk towards the creek, the worse it gets. I mean, there's a lot of kids down there, and there's not a lot of older kids down there. They're all fairly younger. So, I mean, the park is the only park that Winlock has, and I feel like that should be a clean and enjoyable place for families and friends and whoever to be there. So we wanted to go through and thin out some of the underbrush and open it up a little bit and make more areas for people to play and be safe. With that, I don't know if any of you guys have been down there in a while, but the closer you get to the creek, that bank is very steep. I don't know if there's ways to donate or however that would go as far as something to barricade that to make it safer, but that's kind of where my ideas were for that. So,
Who'd you walk down there with?
the mayor.
How much of it do you know back there? Where were you back?
So if you go down in the parking lot, the fields that are next to the parking lot.
Okay, so
we could
behind that?
walk down towards the trestle, yeah.
Okay, so all of that was designed for camping down there originally.
And even something like that would be cool to open
And
back up
it's
to.
grown over.
Yeah. So
yeah,
we had decided that, if it was okay with whoever it needs to be okay with, or if it's not. But
Yeah, because originally the camping section goes all the way around the ball fields.
Yeah, see, and it would be
Supposed
nice
come
to,
out on the
nice to
one
have
side.
an actual layout of how things are supposed to be and where property lines are and.
Yeah, I don't know if Robert should have that.
He was going to make it, but he forgot it.
Okay.
But one of Austin's, and so he said that he has a post pounder thing that goes in the
Yeah.
ground. It really, that ridge, whether you're camping there or you're playing ball there, if that starts getting cleaned up, that ridge needs a safety fence for children of some sort. It is a sheer drop.
Yeah.
Cameron, would that fall under, just what we've been doing as far as park cleanup goes? Like,
Kinda,
just-
I mean,
Wouldn't it,
it really ties into the resolution that we're working on
Mhm.
12. I mean, but I mean, this is a little beforehand and they want to get started on it. I'm fine with, obviously, Mr. Buzzer is going to have some input on this, I'm sure.
cause there's
But,
people helping at the park already,
Yes.
volunteering.
Yes.
So I'm just wondering what would be the difference? And
You're volunteering, donating your time and labor and equipment to do this?
Everything, yeah.
That's a donation to the city.
Okay.
It's your time and services. There's probably value on that, but that's something that the
I
council.
was gonna say, I don't know, as far as that, as you guys go with that, I don't care about the value of
So,
it, I just wanna help.
This
where we
matter
can help.
is on the agenda, and if you are offering to donate your time and services, the council certainly entitled to accept it now, You can also refer, other details on his donation and services to the mayor or Mr. Webster. And if you guys wanna give
Cause
the
I mean,
okay
it's,
for him to do that.
and like
you
Jim's
can.
saying, it's kinda hitting on two different ones, cause we have the one,
Yeah.
the donations one that we're working on, that is still in process of working on, we have this one, which is still working on as well, so it kinda hits on two different fronts, because you're donating your time, and to
Yeah.
me, to you, it's, hey, whatever it takes, I wanna donate it, and I appreciate that, and it's great. There is still a dollar amount to that,
Yeah,
and
understandable, yeah.
Well,
Why-
so,
It's an in-kind.
I was about to say, why is there a dollar
There,
amount?
there is a third issue here.
What he
does-
charges normally out there to do similar work would have a dollar amount to it. So if he spent, 10 hours on that park for the city, you would charge somebody, 10 hours worth of your time and equipment.
Yeah,
Is that because he's a business owner?
Yes.
business,
But then-
and or even if I went out there with my machinery and did it,
And
it's
help with the
still,
park?
there's always, even if you go out and volunteer, there's still a dollar amount of your time.
It's what your time and experience
He also
is
has
worth. You would
expertise
get
too that
Right,
he's
you know,
offering,
so,
so
yeah.
that's the value.
But
If
when
you
it-
guys are okay to accept this donation now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can allow him to work with community development on implementing the donation. If there's going to be other people that are going to be out there, just generally who wants to help clear, and that's certainly the volunteer portion of it.
The third issue is though, is he is volunteering the services and equipment he has. He is not donating fence.
Right.
So he's
Yeah.
coming to you guys to
That's
ask
the-
for some.
the other portion to it, I mean, we don't have materials to donate, I mean, we're a very small
Right.
business, we don't have the capital to go spend actual funds to do stuff like that, I mean, it's a decent fence, so I don't know where that goes, but that's, it's a problem that I am bringing to you guys, if that, that could be a possibility when things do get cleared out a little more, it becomes more approachable, and I don't know if that means for the time being, until we could figure it out, that we just leave a natural buffer there, but I mean, even the buffer that's currently there, I mean, there's spots, if you walk down along that trail, there's spots that'll take you right up to it. And so-
It's a hard one, because I mean, Jody knows, she's been here the longest. I mean, I've been here since it's been cleared, and we've never had anything. And then you'll have the other issue with kids are gonna be kids, and if we put a 10-foot chain link fence over there, they're gonna climb over it anyway.
Yeah.
So, unless I barb wire the top of it.
It would
you know,
have
I
to
mean,
be
it's-
like the climb-proof fence, like the 2x4 fencing, that's
Yeah.
way harder to climb and that
So,
kind of
right.
stuff, but.
And then you have the problem with nature just taking back everything that exists, so.
Well, and that was kind of our thing with it, that, I mean, obviously, I know the park itself doesn't have the equipment to maintain said areas, but that's not something that going forth, if we had to take a day, every month and go down there and keep it maintained, I mean, that's not the end of the world. Once you can get the bulk of the stuff down, it's not hard to go through the tractor and brush on it after that, but.
Well, I like where your heart's at as far as contributing to the community. And me personally, I don't wanna be the one to get in the way of that. I like it, and if we don't have anything that,
I have nothing against this, like, it's
No.
great,
Okay.
As far as the fence goes, we're gonna have to see what.
And that's,
We have to bring that back to the
Yeah.
agenda again later, but
I
he's,
think for
Like I
now,
said, I mean, it was cleared
Years
back,
ago.
back when you were on council,
Yeah.
many years ago, many moons ago,
And that-
and, yeah, I mean, it was all cleared and they were camping back there, and
Who would
so-
you go about, as far as when we were actually going down to do the work, who would we go to actually talk about boundaries and where you guys want to
Robert.
leave things?
Robert,
or-
yeah.
right now, what your area we're talking about is fine, but I think we have a volunteer form for you.
Okay.
But yeah, Robert would be the best, he
Okay.
knows that area probably the best,
Perfect.
or Kirsten, one of the two, but,
Sweet.
yeah, between the two of them,
They're up there in the, right in the bulk, in the center though. They're not going toward the edges yet.
but yeah, I mean, anything you wanna know, Kirsten probably knows right where.
That's all I need to know. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Is there an acceptance?
Do we wanna vote?
I don't think that we have to, because we're gonna, if we approve resolution, the next resolution, then he would just go this route, is that correct?
Well, we can approve it and then he
Yeah.
can, if,
I mean,
And it just falls in place.
I think that use of your equipment and your time, because there's a
There's a dollar amount.
there's a dollar amount
Yeah.
associated with the wear and tear of your equipment.
Yeah.
And you charge for that.
100%.
That's the donation part.
Yep.
If you want to, I mean, you running the equipment is
Yeah.
also a donation. Other people that may be helping you, who are volunteer from the community, will be volunteers.
Yep.
I think it would be probably best for the council to accept the donation of his time and services to clear that area, and then condition upon, take direction from the mayor, Mr. Webster.
Okay.
Do I have,
I'll make a motion to, accept the Austin Reed Elevated Dirt Works, volunteer work on Winlock Park.
A second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, Austin.
And make him sign the volunteer form.
Right. And you have to sign the volunteer form.
That's fine.
Next agenda, item number 12, City of Winlock, Washington, resolution number 20. I'm sorry,
Resolution number 2026-05, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Winlock, Washington, adopting a volunteer program policy and establishing guidelines for the use and the management of volunteers.
So, go ahead. Have we talked to our insurance company about this?
Yes, we
Hey,
did,
right
and they
on.
had a couple edits. They were mostly, the one email I looked at this morning was, wording, and they'd caught a couple spelling errors, but I had slid past me too.
What's this gonna cost us in insurance? Nothing? They're fine with it? They're, go ahead, break your neck, chop off a leg, we're good?
Let me, those,
Yeah.
let me look at my email.
That's what worried me, like, I don't see how this doesn't cost
Th-
us
This
somewhat.
is the hold harmless agreement to the volunteer form.
Right.
Who'd we copy this from?
Toledo.
Not the hold harmless, your
Yeah,
form.
the hold harmless form was a, it was the previous city's volunteer form, and then, with the water and sewer,
Oh, and there was some,
what is it, when high school kids are,
The internship
the
form.
internship, we sent it, the hold harmless form to risk management.
so, the back, almost the last page, the water and sewer volunteer must, submit a one-page essay about yourself, including what you have done in your life to this point, your future goals, and what you hope to get out of volunteering at the water and sewer department.
Fortunately, that's only what Rodney wants.
So here's why we did that. We used to have a volunteer program where
Yes.
young adults would come in, and before we accepted them, we wanted to know they were serious, we wanted to know what their goals were, and kind of get an idea where they're coming from. And so we required that essay, so that we could use that as part of our interview process.
And that's cool and all, we have 20 people here tonight, I'll bet you'll get 3 or 4 actual essays, and the other will all be ChatGPT.
Well, maybe now, but back then they weren't.
Didn't have it then.
Yeah, I don't see that we need this
Yeah.
anymore. To be honest, like, you're just.
We can
gonna-
take it out of there, I'll still require it at the interview.
Yeah, that's
You know,
fine.
I can do that, I mean,
That's
that's
fine,
fine.
on here, it just,
Because we don't want to, and then they're covered under L&I. So if there's an injury, then that's the way it is for all the volunteers.
Yep.
I just think it shows a commitment when they go out of their way and they keep we have 3 interviews that we did, and they submit the report, it shows a commitment, and it shows that they're interested because they're taking advantage of their time to present something. So that's another key thing that I think is
I
important.
know your heart behind it, I just know the outcome it's gonna be, they're gonna give like 3 words to ChatGPT, and they're gonna shoot out a 1-page essay, and that's what you're gonna get.
And you could have something like, we had someone dump a bunch of garbage at the water sewer treatment plant, and some people were asking for volunteers to help clean up, which doesn't apply to anything you actually do there, but can still be somebody volunteering to help at that location.
Yeah, that would be
Two totally
different than
different things.
the volunteer, but we can take that out, I don't care, I mean, we're not, right now, we're not doing the program.
I agree,
But I think we should start it back up at some point.
I think it needs to come out.
I even heard at the park, people were like,
Yeah.
we're like, you don't have to, but it throws people a little.
All right, well, I'm cool, I just wanted to throw that out, why we had it in there to begin with.
I knew why it was in there, but thank you.
Yeah,
though.
and I agree with getting that going again.
So I sit on the board of a nationwide volunteer organization, and when I read this, my first thought was, okay, so I don't know what the time frame is. Are they volunteering for one job and then it's done, and then Maureen pulls it and tosses it? Is this a year, like January 1 to January 1, and then we toss them all? Who's gonna do all of that and go through? It's work.
Right.
I mean, it's creating more work for volunteers, but what is the plan for, like, who's managing all of this, and every time something comes up, so what were the thoughts behind that?
And honestly, talking about that same issue, I read in there, the person in charge of that department will monitor it. Who has time to do that?
Well, that was,
Whatever department they volunteer.
Well, I know, but it would have to be like a one-time event, like a park cleanup, well then
Right.
you're monitored by Kirsten.
so is that the plan? We can keep that, like, I'm open to suggestions if you wanna do one volunteer form for the year. I do have a folder full of volunteer forms for the previous year. For records retention, they would have to be kept for 6 years. Well, I understand for the records retention, but as far as like,
Most, like even the school and all that, it's by year,
So-
every year.
so just for like agenda item number 11, he's gonna fill out the form and had a specific donation.
Right.
When that is finished, when he's done working on that, are you gonna just pull the agreement, or are you gonna keep it for a year in case they wanna come forward and do more? I would keep it for a year. Okay.
We can put the timeframe
Yeah.
in the agreement.
Well, just like me, I have to be accepted as a volunteer for the school district. We have the vendors at the grade school. Every year I have to redo
But we
it.
need to make this to where it's like, at a certain time every year we do this, otherwise it's.
They're just trickling in, that's my concern, and then you've got every month, you're like that's,
Right, yeah, no, it
yes.
needs to be at this time we do it all, and then, annually at this time every year.
I would say, like, a volunteer could sign up at any time during the calendar year, but it expires at the end of that
Yes.
calendar year.
Yes.
So
I'd be
that,
okay with that.
I think that needs to be in the actual agreement. Maybe we take out the essay and we add the time limits.
Unless we bring back that program, then that's a whole.
I don't think that people
And
know
that's
January 1 that they're gonna possibly have the availability or the wherewithal to volunteer for something, so I think we should accept them all year and then purge them and put them in for retention.
All right,
Agreed.
any other suggestions? Do we have a motion with the amendments?
Well, so hold on, we still haven't answered the insurance part, because if this costs us an extra $1 million in insurance, like, that's a concern, because the city doesn't have.
Can we pass it with the caveat that there should not be an extra cost, because it is a hold harmless agreement?
No, section 5.
It is.
Are they covered by L&I?
Yes. Volunteers
That'll-
are covered by L.
Cause that'll increase our L&I coverage, correct?
Yeah, it's the L&I is in here as a signature that they.
I think we should table this until, cause that could drastically change our L&I coverage.
I'm fine with the waiver and hold harmless language.
Or that, and
It's-
that would be the best option to do, like we do any other volunteer, that you'll hold the city not liable for any injuries unless the city hurts you.
That's what I was looking at number 5, section 5, about like, not holding the city responsible.
So on the agreement that they signed, second to the last section, waiver and hold harmless, it's fine. It doesn't include their personal property that they have with them. I think that should be included.
Okay.
It only has to do with their person. I also think since we're gonna make changes to it, might as well be clear and say that you're waiving everything, but maybe somewhere on this agreement, an acknowledgement that if you're volunteering, you're covered by L&I. So that's clear.
It says, I believe it says that on the 5th prompt down on the back of page 2. Should an injury occur during the scope of my service, the city of Winlock has included my hours of volunteer service, the state of labor and industry coverage for volunteer workers.
Oh, agreed.
So you got the changes that need to have done?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to.
Wait, one last thing, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And this goes to your concern about the duration of it. It sounds like as people come on board to volunteer, they will sign this form, that'll go in the box, and come, the beginning of next year, if they are still actively participating in volunteer services, they'll have to re-sign an agreement. I don't think it would be bad to have a line in the agreement that says, at any time, if the city asks you to sign a new agreement, you need to do that. So, it could be that at the city's convenience, well, we got a stack of them we take care of, and you can do it in waves or however the work comes to the staff, rather than maybe having a time gap where at the end of the year, we don't get to it, and then they're volunteers. They don't have any rights, excuse me. If they want to continue to volunteer, then they can re-sign the agreement when the city wants them to, even if there's more duration left on the existing agreement. Because the city might want to change the agreement as well.
And so the year would start over at the time of signing?
Yes.
Okay.
So the simple language that this agreement is subject to change at any time at the discretion of the city.
I do believe that's in there, but.
Yeah, I think it's like on the end of it somewhere.
Is it? Okay.
We'll double check.
I seen it in there somewhere.
That's all.
I'll make a motion to pass resolution number 2026-05, City of Winlock Volunteer Program Policy as amended.
A second.
All in favor?
Alright.
Any opposed? Okay, resolution passes as amended. Resolution 2026-06, a resolution declaring the City of Winlock's participation in America's 250th anniversary, 1776 through 2026.
So we gotta create a committee.
Well, this gives us the ability to join the website and use the logos, and we have to, if we're gonna do it in that framework, we have to approve it.
Okay, alright.
There's a spelling error, not really a spelling, but a grammatical error. On the first page, under whereas the city of Winlock recognizes the importance of commemorating this milestone in a manner that education residents, I think it's what we should educate residents. And I also wonder if we can't add, I understand these are the dates that they have selected, but can we put Egg Day as a date?
Oh, yeah.
We actually wanted to include that in our buttons and everything, which is why they are what they are. Okay,
Okay,
Good call, Julie.
thank you.
Go ahead and kick it off since you made such a great recommendation.
I make a motion that we accept resolution number 2026-06 as amended.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Item number 14, Teresa D. Johnson CPA agreement.
So as of right now, I do not think we should do this, since we do not have a treasurer. And I know that you do not want that, and I understand that, but right now, Maureen is overworked in trying to do both jobs, and this requires her sending all the information that they need, and if Maureen doesn't by chance know what they're looking for, or has the experience in what they're looking for, then it's gonna cost us that much more money and or time that they're not gonna be able to get it done.
I also think this is an important position to have here,
Oh,
but I don't know
yeah.
if the timing is right.
So they've already told us they're not available until after after they do all their May reports. I'm just trying to get this passed, and we also are already aware of issues that we have to straighten up in-house. This is just like an attorney agreement. We will initiate when we are ready. We can bring it back, but it's just, it's not something that we're gonna initiate tomorrow.
Yeah, I feel like waiting until at least, cause I mean, we haven't even heard how we're doing on replacing our treasurer, so I just don't think signing this right yet is the wise thing to do.
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with that. Not right now.
I'll make a motion to table the Teresa D. Johnson CPA agreement until further notice.
Do we have a second?
Yes, I think so.
I had a question. What are the risks of not moving forward? I mean, we've talked about like we're uncomfortable with it, but what are the risks? I mean, can Maureen answer that, or is there, or even the mayor? What are the risks of not moving forward with this? I've heard we're uncomfortable with moving forward, but what are the risks?
One risk is that, we won't, until it's cleaned up, the city won't be eligible for any grant funding.
So we couldn't get the park grant.
They are specifically not asking for.
Okay,
our
but,
audit
okay,
service.
so we couldn't get grants. What are the other risks of not signing it?
Well, until we get everything cleaned up and we get our financials straightened out, the city won't be eligible for grants until that point.
But I also they're not saying that they can fix this, and if she doesn't get them the proper information,
They're not responsible.
responsible and or can fix it
Right, I
anyway.
read
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, if they're not available until May, what's the point of signing this right yet anyway, you know?
May is like TikTok. I know
But
it
the
seems
end of
like,
May, I mean-
sorry, I know it seems like, but May is like right here.
But it's the end of May, so I mean, we still have a month. But
Okay.
Are we still in the process of signing, getting a treasurer?
We have
Applications out. We have applications out. We are,
So this will be more work for Maureen to get this information.
yes.
And Rachel.
Okay. That answers my question. Thank you.
all right, we have a motion to table. Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all opposed, the motion is not carried. All right. Item number 15. We are asking for, or Public Works is asking for an increase in hours from Justin Moon from his 79 hours a month to full-time
For 6 weeks.
for 6 weeks.
What does that increased hours look like? I don't.
It'll be like, the monthly salary would be about $4,800. The city would have to pay the insurance of roughly $1,500 for that time that he's full-time.
Yes, but then how long, because that's gonna make him full-time in the union, because he's working out of job class for a certain amount of time, so that automatically makes him full-time for like.
I'm not sure if he'd be out of job class, but he would be moved from the definition of part-time employee to full-time employee. And if this is only temporary, I can't recite the union CBA in my head, but I do think that the city has the authority to increase or even reduce work hours. It's not a changing of conditions overall or job responsibilities, it's more hours. I mean, brainstorming in my head, I don't think this is a problem. Of course, it's always a good idea to have some sort of agreement with the union about what's happening.
And I've reached out to Heather with the union, but I haven't heard back yet. So I was hoping that I would be able to connect with her today.
It would be out of class if he's
Right, working in like streets or what, yeah, right. So my problem with approving this right now is I haven't seen financials in 2 months probably. I couldn't even tell you where the city's sitting right now. As far as house permits, it's not looking great. I can't approve this right now without knowing financially how the city's doing.
Yeah, well, we aren't paying our treasurer right now, that's for sure. And,
Right.
and,
But we are also paying Toledo to help, so there
Yes.
is
a little
still
bit,
cost
yeah.
there.
And we do need help in public works, that's my,
I guess we do, and we're going into the busy season where he needs extra help.
Is it gonna, I mean, I guess my question is, I mean, if he's asking for help and we have the funds, I mean, I know we'd like to see them, but I hate to say no and make him wait 2
But I don't know
more
that we have
weeks.
the funds. Like, we're not paying a treasurer, partially not paying a treasurer, but I mean, none of us have seen any funding at all. I mean, we could be upside down right now. I couldn't tell you. Like, and that's the hard thing. I want to help, but I have no clue what the funds are right now.
I understand the need also, but I also understand the need for fiduciary responsibility, and I don't feel like I'm being very responsible without seeing
Right.
the numbers first.
I agree.
well, our budget numbers have not changed in a downward trajectory. What we are working on in the audit is our real numbers, not our budget numbers, and you're looking at budget numbers, and those budgets, have not significantly reduced them because of the treasurer position. If you wanna wait, we will try to have a financial meeting in the next week or two, but
I would be more comfortable seeing the numbers first,
Yeah,
just so I've got some.
I understand what you're saying. I understand that, yes, we have taken a huge thing off, financially because of the treasurer not being here. But there are costs that have gone on, and so I just don't know where, comfortably, I just don't know where we sit right now. I'll make a motion to table the hour increase for Justin and.
A second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Number 16, Winlock School District Garage Fuel Tanks.
Jody, I found her.
Yeah, I know.
Hello, I'm Michelle Jeffries, Superintendent, Winlock School District. I wanted to first let you know that we did apply to have fuel tanks put back into the bus garage area back in November. That was denied, and we then started the process again in March, and so our application was submitted today. We had to go through a lot of work. I have it with me, but anyway, so it's all in. And what I wanted to do is just come and answer any questions you might have, because I know that's gonna come forward for an approval later on. And so I wanna be prepared and I can show up at that meeting when that comes to approval. But I wanna be able to take questions and answer what I can tonight, but then also look into information for future.
I think everybody's just excited for you to get it done.
We're ready for sure, yeah.
Where are they going?
Yeah, so where the bus garage is, so you know where the old fuel tanks were?
Yep.
It's gonna be in the very, kitty corner, in the very far corner, that's the farthest away from the creek, 200 feet away. And we would make sure we do cover. We bought the tanks, they are double walled, we have the full containment system, everything's all in them, and so we would make sure that we have all the electricity cover. It's a good spot for our buses to be able to turn around,
Okay.
because that was the issue, is finding a place where our huge buses can fuel up. Right now, we are, they have to take the buses and drive to exit, or I think it's Spinapa buying exit 71, is it? I don't remember.
So, right.
But to go get fuel, so, it's mileage on our buses, time away, and then we're paying our staff extra, so then when they need to do trips, they have too much time, and so to be able to get them to, do the sporting trips and stuff like that, it's a lot
Yeah.
of work, and so to have fuel tanks again would just, really save us time, also just be more convenient for the
What is
driver.
the time period, once you're approved to get them in?
We will move forward, most likely during summer, because we have to move all the buses, we have to get, the top built and, the electricity in, so if we can move buses away and park them somewhere else where they're in a good location and secured, then we might start as soon as it's approved. So it just depends on where we can locate the buses
Okay.
in that meantime.
So what happens if you don't get approved this time?
We are going to have to put the gas tanks where the skate park is. And we don't wanna do that, if we don't have to. It's harder for our buses to access that.
Is there not room at the high school?
There is room, the problem is, there was a concern brought to me about the, fumes. And with the high school taking in all the air and, for heating and cooling, there are fumes that would emit. We have a location there also for them, for the buses to be able to fuel up. However, it's pretty close to the high school, and there were concerns with big fuel tanks being right there. And so this is just not around any kids, and so it's just.
I just asked that just because I know the grand scheme of, future endeavors, everything goes
Mhm.
that direction,
Sure.
So I mean, it was just a logical.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Yeah, hopefully that'd be like the 10-year plan.
Right, so yeah.
Yeah, the tanks are movable, so they're very light, so we can have them drained and move them and rehook them up somewhere else too. Not like the tanks that we used to have there.
Are they fiberglass or plastic or something?
I don't really know what they're
They
made
should
out
be
of.
metal, they're probably like ours.
They're white, easy,
Yeah,
they're really lightweight, like we have a forklift that we can move them with and everything.
Yeah, they're like ours.
Yeah, so I'll come again when it's
Alright.
time, you just let me know if we get to that point, and, but if you do have any questions, please stop by, ask me in advance, so that way I'm prepared. When you have questions that night, I'd love to have all the answers.
I just can kind of see a bit of an issue if the tanks do get approved and put in during summer. Please don't make it a day weekend, cause that's
No.
gonna be such a nightmare.
For sure, we will make sure we work around that, we know that is a huge,
Oh.
huge event.
It's
so,
bad
yeah.
enough that Tony wants to do the fun run starting there. It's like, if anybody ends up in the grounds, I'm going to beat them, just so you know. Get your car out of here.
I love your button on your
Thank,
land.
yes, Egg Deva.
Yay.
There it is. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 17, leak adjustment, Colleen Mummert for $172.16.
Rodney's still.
Yeah, you got any questions? So I'll just lay it out. This is kind of what happened. Like I say, we've tightened up our process for these things, but this was back then, and so we went out and did a leak check. He had a leak, we filled out a form, he calls me at 8 o'clock at night, says he fixed it. I said, okay, cool, shot me some pictures. I go into the work order, log it, get busy, get sidetracked, forgot to turn the form in. When I caught the form, I made a note on it saying that it was late, my problem, but the office, I think Jill denied it. It was after the 20 days, even though I have the record of it being done sooner. I didn't find out until just 3 weeks ago that he never got it. So we try to catch these things, and I logged on there our work order showing that on 5/15 he fixed it, and then that same night it was repaired. So it's just a matter, we've tightened up our process to where instead of putting these on a clipboard in my office, I put them in my truck right there so I see them and I check them every week. So this type of situation should not be an issue. He never said anything. Like I say, the only reason I found out is he had another leak. He called and said, well, I'm not gonna submit a form because I didn't get paid for the last one. I said, you didn't, I turned it in. And so, I guess would it be nice if they get denied in the office, if I could, they let me know, give me an opportunity to come in and argue the point or you know, at least understand why it got denied. So I think they deserve the money.
Yeah, I agree. It's just a clerical error. I mean,
Just a rotten.
It took a year to
Just
get
a rotten
it.
error.
Just a rotten, yeah.
You know, here's my thing, I really wish one of my guys would have done it, but nope, I did this one. Yeah, 'cause I had a lecture and everything, when I heard back, oh, I got it, and I said, oh man, I got me.
I make a motion to approve the water leak adjustment for Colleen Mummert.
One second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright, thanks, guys.
Motion carries. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
Move to adjourn.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know this was a motion to do this. Thank
All
you.
in favor?
Aye. Aye.
We are adjourned.
Michelle.
Good job, council.
Do you have anything to sign?
Yeah, here. I wanted to